Have you ever found yourself wishing you could send someone a really big box of poo without being arrested? Well, you're in luck, my friend, as Crap by Mail is here for you. This handcrafted box of 3 chocolate poos could be making their way to anyone's doorstep you desire. Friends, family, lovers or bosses, 100% anonymously. Order today using the code I want to send poo to you 17 for 15% off your orders at crapbymail.com. Link and code in the description below. The Nintendo 64, the third home console from Nintendo and the second from them I owned. I remember this machine used to be installed in badass cabinet mode down at the local game stores. And we'd all boot it down there after school and smash out some Super Mario 64 and later on Pokemon Stadium. They even made their way into McDonald's and a brief stint in the Brighton Burger King, gloriously coated in chip fat, ketchup, feces and the hilarious slogan, "Play fair, please share." Yeah right mate. And while all around them their competition were diving into the futuristic world of digital discs, this was a strictly old school cartridge kind of gal. And though they could store less on them, going back to review this system in hindsight, no loading times is a real joy. But what about the cheats then, boy, I hear you cry? Well, alright then, boy, I am LetemcomeInit, and won't you join me for this N64 version of Damn Dirty Cheating? Extreme G, Acclaim's answer to Wipeout. It sort of feels like the bastard love child of F-Zero and Roll Cage. A futuristic motorbike racing game taking place across the galaxy. You race in this mental intergalactic Grand Prix. As usual, the useless Earthlings have reduced their planet to rubble and now rely on these remote control cars to destroy a whole host of other planets' sacred landscapes. Racing to destruction, detonating weapons willy-nilly and being general intergalactic knobheads. The game itself was actually described as being too fast for its own good by IGN, and it does feel like the developers were on copious amounts of coke when you play this thing. And speaking of nosebag, if you want to make this game feel even more like you've ingested an ounce of speed, try Extreme Mode. Right, so here we are without extreme speed, and it's pretty bloody quick I might add too, and now with... oh my god, what the... I can't even see where I'm going! Right, over the jump. Bloody hell! Right, use the turbo. That's frankly ridiculous. Still not vomit-inducing enough for you yet? Why not try out the cheap Magnify? This is literally impossible to drive. But for the ultimate test in upchuckability, you're going to want to combine all 3 of these previous cheats for the total Motorhead experience. This is just ridiculous. Look, even the game's engine can't handle this. There's also a cheat to make everything even uglier than it is already. And one that allows you to become a rock. You know, as you do. Classic cheat. But, as always, I've saved the best for last. Now, if I was employed by a game development company and wanted a pay rise, say, ever, you know what I probably wouldn't do? Have a cheat that turns all the enemies into my boss's face to allow players to blow them up with various weapons repeatedly. Good old Probe Studios. I guess Fergus McGovern had a decent sense of humour, though I highly doubt he saw the funny side of his brilliant company being acquired by Acclaim Incorporated, then later filing for bankruptcy in 2004. War Gods. Originally released as an arcade game by Midway Games in '95, this is the N64 port from '97. And to be fair, despite the mixed reviews, I quite like this one. Yes, it's a massive shameless Mortal Kombat cash-in, and yes, it's inferior to Mortal Kombat. Have a bone, Fergus. But who doesn't want to play as the War Gods beating 10 tons of toot out of each other? Right, let's see what War Gods we have here then. There's Anubis, Egyptian half jackal half man god, Farrier of Souls, and Man of the Underworld, very good. Gladiator Man, that's a bit of a stretch of the imagination, as he's just a man, not a god. A cyborg, a G.I. Joe, Kabuki Joe, Kabuki Joe.
Kabuki Joe.
What about Valor the Viking? Valhalla is the legendary feasting hall for Vikings in the sky. Viking heaven, if you will. You can't just change the letters around and call this a god. I want to play as Zeus, thunder and lightning. Poseidon, waves of doom perhaps. Or maybe the god of war himself. Mars, maybe. No, this won't do. Time to unlock the bosses and unleash hell. Die, yeah, come back when you've got some real gods, you pansies. And if you can't be asked to do all those fiddly combinations for the fatalities, just unlock the cheats menu, open up easy fatalities, and put in this combination. Here are some of me ridiculous favourites. Sports games. Now, I'll admit, I hadn't bothered with a lot of these until the PS2 and GameCube came along, and besides Bomberman Hardball, which is actually a pretty good game, I'll have you know, All-Star Baseball 99 will be my first venture into a baseball game. Now, what can I say about this game? Well, I'll assume there are all the All-Stars, they're playing baseball, and it's the year 1999. Let's just wreck it with cheats already.
Stepping to the plate, Johnny Damon.
How about we wind back the years and bring this game back to a 16-bit era style with some 2D graphics on the pitch.
He makes the catch.
Ah yes, the classic Big Heads cheat. Why was this always included on 90s games? Was it some kind of in-joke or something? And while we're at it, why does it feel like the bloody Sims have decided to get up and start playing baseball? Look, he's even got the little triangle above his head. Right, yeah, let's just make the ball bloody massive. Bollocks to this, I'll just lob it at him instead. Ha, go ahead. Now, enough with the codes. If you want to be a really dirty cheating bastard, just use this. Once you've smacked the ball, quickly pause the game and change round to the outfielding players. Here you can guarantee he'll drop the ball. Well, these are dirty cheats, right? But all these cheats have been merely child's play. I want to do something weird, something wacky, something out of this world.
Smash to left.
I'd stick to the probing, lads. Baseball's not your sport.
That was the perfect pitch in that situation.
Standing in.
Wave Race 64. A really solid little 3D jet ski racing game. Some devs really managed to produce almost unplayable water races in the past, to the point where I was slightly dreading putting this in, but thankfully this is a pleasant surprise. Bright graphics, colourful displays and plenty going on here. It's actually the sequel to the Game Boy's Wave Race, which looks a little bit like this. Yeah, well, it has its charm, but I know which one I'd rather be playing. Right, so what cheats have we got for this then? A cheat to change the colour of the jet skis. Whoop-dee-doo-dah. No, we want something more extreme. Don't want to ride a jet ski at all, actually. What about a dolphin? Yes, that will do nicely. Give it to me. Well, hold on to your butts for this cheat. Now, most of these cheats I've shown off in this series have been easy to activate. Cheats by their very nature are supposed to make life easier, but every now and again you'll come across these. A come and have a go if you think you're hard enough cheat. You've got to get yourself down to Dolphin Park, which is the stunt course, and perform 6 bum-clenchingly difficult stunts. The code books and cheat manuals say this is the hardest code in the game, and I'd wager that it's one of the hardest on the N64. Let me explain. You've got to get through this obstacle course in the sea with very limited time without missing any checkpoints or any rings, all whilst performing mind-boggling stunts. To add to that, this course has just the right amount of space if you were to pull off every move perfectly, so you need a perfect run. No room for mistakes. So let me reiterate. Miss a ring? Back to the start, son. Mess up one of the jumps? Back to the start, son. Perform the same trick twice by accident? Back to the start, son, because there's not enough room for you to do it again. But I have done it. Right. Get the stupid handstand out of the way. Handstand. Ring. Backflip. Whoop. Jesus Christ. Handstand through the... Get out of the bloody way, stupid dolphin. Bloody hell, barrel roll. Okay. Barrel roll, do another barrel roll the other way. Spin. Backflip. All these fish down here. Oh. Yeah. Dive. Last ring. Get it. Get in there. That was bloody hard. Finally, after hours and hours of messing around, dolphins! That's it, go on, son! Go! Can I safely say it was worth all the pain? No, not really.